Anyway, we're talking about we're not taking movies.
I'm not. I'm playing.
Okay. What's it called? And so we had speakeasies where all these people were coming in. They were breaking the law and then being taken off in the paddy wagon to jail. And that's where they were. And they became criminals. These were governors and senators and lawyers and mayors. These were not like, what's the word? You know, the low life of society, the common criminal. And so what happened was the government started thinking, we stopped the alcohol because we didn't want people to break the law and to do things that are wrong. Instead, what are we doing? We have a whole bunch of new criminals. The mafia is gaining so much power, and that was the start of the FBI, by the way. The federal agents that started to raid and go after Al Capone and so on, later on, the Treasury agents later on turned in to a special group of people known later on as the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Al Capone and Elliot Ness was the one who broke them up. What? A car?
Al Capone's
oh, was he
dead.
Yes. I don't remember when.
He's dead.
Wait a second, you asked to go to the bathroom. Go ahead.
Yes. Thank you.
He looks like Muammar Gaddafi.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
What? Is your question? No, he doesn't. But what? You can open the door if they're quiet outside.
I put the YouTube video on YouTube. I see you, boss.
Yes, they were all involved.
It's on
That
YouTube.
is where, thank you. That is where the word bootlegger came in. Because you all talk about bootlegging when you talk about
Movies.
Yoni. Where do you go? Oh, you're here. I'm sorry. I'm just seeing. No, I'm just seeing the shirt. That's why.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, sorry. Excuse me. And so what happened is that became the mode of being a criminal. And so they decided to get rid of that amendment. They repealed it. They canceled it out. And so now you're going to say to me, of course we can go to liquor stores and buy liquor if you're 21. Yes, because we got rid of the 18th Amendment.
Why does the 21st one not?
The 21st knocks out the 18th.
I saw a documentary that before Al Capone, when Al Capone was a teenager, he used to work for the, it wasn't like, there was a Jewish mob, they weren't religious, but they were all Jewish. They were like from all like, Europe, they all came, and they actually started it, and then when they all like got caught, Al Capone came.
Okay, could be, I don't know. Very possible. You know, Jews are not always innocent or do the right thing. Even though
The Jews. Jewish mafia.
And I also have a neighbor in my building that lived to see the prohibition. He was 13 years old.
okay. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, just he could be just about 100. Yeah.
There's a show called More Than Higher. It's about how the prohibition started and talked about Al Capone and all those guys. So it's called Prohibition.
This is the Prohibition Amendment. And the era, there was the Prohibition era, where they're trying to get, there was a time when people started to become in America more religious oriented, more godly. They didn't like that people said things and did things because they were drunk.
It was like it was in Atlantic City, and the first episode like, oh, it's this class.
Well, no, Al Capone was in Chicago.
Right, but like before he started out, it was like a
Oh
bar.
yeah, okay.
So
But he went there because that's where
right. But so it starts out the clock at midnight, and that's the day that he started, and everybody's like posting with alcohol, like.
right. Because that's the thing, you couldn't toast, you couldn't have liquor, and for some people, most of us, I don't think it would matter, but for some people, it really did matter, and it turned the country into a bunch of criminals. There are a lot of people, one second, Kennedy, President Kennedy's father, Joe Kennedy, was a bootlegger. His father was a bootlegger, and he was a bootlegger. President Kennedy's grandfather and father. That is how they made the Kennedy fortune. The Irish were involved.
What's a bootleg?
Making something illegally. In those days, it was bootlegging liquor. Now, bootlegging is when you make the videos or the movies that are made without permission. We're not going over the bathroom now. Michael, you may go and that's
But
it.
they have a good video.
Isn't it called
Pirating, or there's another bootleg. Okay.
Yo, I
Yes.
have so many bootlegs.
Excuse me.
My brother tried to bootleg.
Excuse me. Let me just say something. Guys, let's go on. It's illegal. And you can get caught, depending on how you do it.
Not if he was 4 years old.
I don't know. You don't want it on your record. Yes.
How many years did
It started in 1919, 1 year after that, so it was 1920, and they got rid of it in 1933.
Yeah, it says it.
So it lasted quite a long time.
14 years.
I don't know. Well, how does any word come out? Excuse me, how does any word come out? How does the word computer come out? How does the word byte, B-Y-T-E, on the computer? Byte, B-Y-T-E. How many megabytes or gigabytes? Okay? How does it all come out? How does it come to boot? How does it boot up a computer? I don't know. Words come up that, and then people start using it, and that's it. Okay, let's go to Amendment 19. Down. Okay. Amendment 19. Let's go, gents. Okay. Amendment 19 is the amendment that gives women the right to vote. Okay? Until 1920, which is right after World War I, women were not allowed to vote. Only men. Had nothing to do with your age. If any woman, is that a question or just itching? Scratching? Any woman was not allowed to vote. I'm talking about citizens. Okay? You can only vote if you're a citizen. That everyone realizes, correct? If you're not a citizen, if you only have a green card, you're not allowed to vote. If you're a tourist, definitely not. But if you live in this country and you're not a citizen, you are not allowed to vote. That's not one of your rights. Correct. Okay. And that is why they had to give citizenship to the African Americans before they could give them the right to vote. That's why first comes the 14th Amendment giving the citizenship to African Americans or people who were slaves. And then comes the 15th Amendment, which gives the right to vote to the African Americans.
So, number 19 is just
For women.
for women to vote. Number 18.
What do you mean just? What do you mean just? Yes, okay. At that time it was 21. All men, all. So they wanted, so what happened is, women are now, after that amendment, allowed to vote at the same positions that the men are allowed to. Okay? Now, 1 second. Why did they give women the right to vote at this time? This was after World War I. And during World War I, lots of men were sent overseas to Europe to fight in the war. In World War I.
Vietnam was like in the 60s.
World War I. 1940. And this is the after the war. I just said after. Okay, but during the war, the men were sent away to Europe. They had to go and fight. And so the women were left here. And women at the time were seen as too weak, not able to do the work that men could do. They weren't even allowed to drive cars.
What?
Many
Oh my
By the
God.
way, in many Muslim countries, such as Saudi Arabia, women are not allowed to drive a car.
Do they even have a car in Saudi Arabia?
Obviously, women are bad at driving. I mean, seriously.
Except for Mrs.Benhabib.
Are worse than that.
What?
Worse.
Women are better drivers.
We're more responsible with the last slower.
I bet you all of us could drive at this age.
Okay. Excuse me, I will just say, there are some women who are better drivers than men, and there are some men who are better than women. It's not across the board.
Not true.
Not true.